Hey guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. My name's Donovan.
Good day everyone, my name's Gordon.
What we're going to do today is we're actually outside underneath, I've got a Brazilian pepper tree in my garden, so we just thought we'd sit on the wall outside, test our new microphones to see how they work in the wind.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be okay, but yeah, let's talk about week 3 of the internationals, the autumn internationals. So Gordon, what I'll do is I'll just go through the scores.
Okay.
And then we can talk about 2 of the games in particular. Okay, so first game was Italy versus Australia, and Australia won that game 26-7. I only watched a little bit of it, but I thought Italy would do a little bit better, but Australia pulled the win out, so I'm happy for them. Next game of the weekend, Wales versus Tonga. And that was a cracking score of 74-24. And what's amazing, Gordon, at halftime the score was 24-all, and Wales scored 50 points, unanswered points in the second half. Absolute hiding, that one. Next game of the weekend, we've got England versus Japan, and that England won 35-15 at Twickenham. Next game, we've got a Scotland versus South Africa, and South Africa won 26-20. Then the really big game, Ireland versus New Zealand. Ireland won that game 16-9. And then the last game of the weekend, we had France versus Argentina, 28-13. What do you think of the games this weekend, Gordon?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed in the New Zealand Irish game, the defeat of the New Zealanders by the Irish. I would have never ever thought that would have happened, but I must congratulate the Irish. They played a very, very good game. I'm a bit sad with New Zealand. It hasn't stopped my support of New Zealand. Yeah. You win some, you lose some. It was an excellent game, no dirty foul play. It was played according to the rules, and I must compliment both the sides. I do feel a little bit of I wouldn't want to use a name to be derogatory to the New Zealand team, but I just feel a little bit sad that they lost when it's my team and they should have won, you know.
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't. It was on quite late, that game. We'd watched the South African and Scotland game together, and then the other game was on quite late. What's quite funny is Gordon came after the Irish New Zealand game to come speak to me, but he had already taken a sleeping tablet and he doesn't remember the whole thing. Yeah, remember that, Gordon?
Yeah.
So
he had to walk me off to
I had to walk him back home, which was quite exciting. But I watched the game. I'd also predicted New Zealand would win that game. I thought it would be a tight game, and it was. It was an exceptional game. I thought Ireland played really well. I don't think New Zealand played badly. I just think it was 2 really good sides that either one of them could have won. And at the end, it was just a try. It was a converted try that Ireland got. Some of the players that stood out for me, I'm going to do it on the New Zealand side first. So the 2 players that stood out for me for New Zealand was Ardie Savea. The guy he's a real workhorse. He was over the ball. He got turnover. He's an exceptional player, and Sam Cane should be careful. You know, he's going to lose that position to Ardie Savea. And then the other one was Anton Leonard-Brown. When he came on, I think he brought a little bit of more structure to the back line. But besides those 2, I'm not saying the other players played badly, but just compared to some of the Irish players, it just seemed like it was a little bit. It wasn't the killer instinct New Zealand that we know. Yeah,
agreed.
I looked at some of the players on the Irish side, and I've named some players over here. So Tadhg Furlong, which is the tight head prop for Ireland, he went up against King Carl, you know, the big snort. And I thought it would be a titanic battle, and it was. And you can see why Tadhg Furlong is the best tight head prop in the world. The guy is exceptional. He really had Carl's number. You can see Carl's inexperience. He's got the power, but he doesn't have the experience, the technique of going up against a really super high quality tight head. Lou said they could go up against a tight head like Tight Furlong, or somebody's much older, 32, got a lot of experience. You know, I think that kind of player would have been able to use technique rather. You know, I'm thinking the Beast might have taken 1 or 2 penalties, but he eventually would have figured out a counter. But in saying that, it's Carl's first year, so I just think he's going to get so much better. But yeah, Tight Furlong's on another level. The other 2 players was, remember the tall guy from Ireland,
Yes.
Devon Toner.
Yeah.
I think he had an exceptional game.
Yeah.
I like Brodie Retallick. Everyone who watches my channel knows that I think Brodie Retallick is an exceptional player. But Devon Toner had his ticket in those lineouts. He went for every single ball, and you could see when he went off the field, New Zealand started getting ascendancy in the lineout. But Devon Toner is exceptional. Then the player of the match was Peter O'Mani, you know, the number 6.
Yeah.
I thought he had an exceptional game, like really, really that good.
Do we have a special word for 2 cents? Sorry, 2 cents. As much as you wanted New Zealand to win, I did, because you know my allegiance lies with the All Blacks, and I still can't believe that New Zealand lost to Ireland. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, and it's rugby. And in fairness to Ireland, they played very well.
If none of you know, you must know. 2 Cents is another YouTuber out there who does exceptionally good videos. And the nice thing about 2 Cents is he's very, very unbiased. Like our channel, very unbiased, but he's extremely unbiased, and he goes through the thing. But you could see he was hurting. You know, he was battling there a little bit just to keep it in check. The other guys to go watch it, maybe go watch the 10-14. We'll put links down below to these 2 channels. They did an exceptionally good breakdown of how Ireland actually won the game, and it's nice to see that technical aspect of the game. But I was actually reading something, you know. CJ Stander, you know, he's the number 8 for
Irishman.
Ireland.
Well, ex-South African Irishman.
Ex-South African. And I was actually reading up, and you know who Heineke Meyer, it has to be Heineke Meyer. He didn't mention any names, but he said a high-level Bulls coach or a South African coach, and at that stage the Bulls coach was Heineke Meyer, and I think the Springbok coach was probably also Heineke Meyer. It was that transition. The bloody idiot said CJ Stander would never make the Springboks because he's too small.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
Exactly.
And look at him now.
Yeah.
Flippin' hell, you know, there's a talent that we've lost to this country. Okay, let's be honest. He would be going up against Dwayne Vermeulen, you know, but come on, guys, you know, how coach can actually we lost a player forever now.
Well, look at the same with Faf. That's why Faf moved on.
Oh, exactly.
Couldn't get games with the Lions.
Yeah, always behind.
And he's excelled. He's done so well. He's highly regarded in rugby in the world.
Yeah, I just think we don't realise, you know, this young talent, because you know CJ Stander left this country when he was 22 from the Bulls, and I just think it's a little bit frustrating, you know, that we've lost a player like that now. And I look at now, you see the Dupree twins are now playing in the Premiership just on loan, but it's the writing on the wall. We're going to lose quality players like that also going forward. So we've got to start keeping our really good players, protecting them, and identifying them a bit younger. But all I can say, let's get back to the game. All I can say is that Ireland played well. I can't deny it. They were at the breakdown. They slowed down the New Zealand ball. Their rush defence was amazing. It was an all-round clinical performance. But it made me think, because you know we've got the Rugby World Cup next year, and it actually makes it quite interesting, this next Rugby World Cup, you know, because South Africa and New Zealand are in the same pool. And
that's dangerous.
That is dangerous. But it makes, after the first game is between South Africa and New Zealand, and it makes that game so much more important because of Saturday with Ireland, because the second place of our pool has to play Ireland, because Ireland would be the first place in Pool A. So it makes it even more important. Excuse me, guys. It makes it even more important that that first game, because the winner of that game will win that pool essentially, or barring we lose to Japan or Italy again, you know. So, but barring that, it makes that game so much more important because it changes the whole way that you would go through the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say one more time, congratulations to Ireland, well-deserved victory. I'm sorry for the New Zealand guys out there. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but I just know that New Zealand will get better from this.
What's done is done.
Yeah, it is what it is. Actually, no, my wife hates me saying that. So it's unfortunate, but it happens. But congratulations to Ireland. You were the better team on the day. Okay, so the game just before that was South Africa versus Scotland.
Yeah.
What do you think of that game, Gordon?
Quite a nice game. It was also played with no fouls and
with one yellow card,
skirmishes or anything like that. Well, it was over so quick, but South Africa did very well, and I would have expected Scotland to have done a wee bit better, but that's how the cookie crumbles, and a win is a win for South Africa, and I think the score was 26-20.
Yeah.
Not bad, eh?
No, it wasn't bad. I looked at, how's that number 15, Stuart Hogg for Scotland?
Yeah.
Oh, that is an exceptional talent, and those kicks were pinpoint accurate, and they literally were 3/4 of the way down the field, and it was exceptional kicking and breaking, and he was just amazing. He literally was probably the best player on that field. But look, the first half, it looked like it was going to be a super promising try fest. Looked like it was going to be, because there were 4 tries scored in the first half, it looked like it was going to be a real try fest. The second half became a little bit tighter and a little bit more not slower, but a little bit more like of an arm wrestle. But look, at the end of the day, we did leave 6 points on the field. You know, Andre Pollard did miss 2 kicks, so it would have been a little bit more convincing. But I felt, for me personally, it was 2 very equally matched sides, and either one of them could have won on the day. Yeah.
The Yankees kicked well. I don't think he missed any.
He just had the 1 kick.
Yeah.
But I'm liking Yankees coming on now. As Nick Mallet pointed it out, that his role is going to become a super sub. You know, when the games are ready, when you've won, when the game's a little bit more open, when there's less pressure on him, I think he's the perfect person to come and put the nail in the coffin. Andre Pollard moves out to 12, and it becomes a little bit. It gives us a little bit of a game changer later on in the game. So I think he's going to do really well. I have named a few players here. Obviously, I picked up Stuart Hogg. The other one was Hamish Watson. You know, I think he's a number 7 for Scotland. Like, he's like a terrier. You know, he's not big, he's not huge. You know, but he's got an engine, and he works bloody hard. From the South African sides, I liked Embrus Papir. You know, the number 9.
Yeah, Papir. Yeah, he's very active in that game. Eh?
I think he played really, really well.
Yeah.
And I just thought we thought there'd be a big drop from Faf de Klerk, but Embrus Papir stepped up, you know, and I thought he had a good game. The other ones that I picked, Andre Pollard was very, very good.
Who was man of the match in that?
Andre Pollard. He deserved it. He did score most of the points. He did a lot of breaks. He really had a
good lad, eh?
Yeah, good game management. He knew what he was doing, and he deserved it. From our forwards, I'd probably say, I can't stop giving this guy praises. Pieter-Steph du Toit. The guy is he's exceptional, and he has to be, for me personally, he has to be, you can't be World Player of the Year, but he has to be South African Player of the Year. The guy has not put a foot wrong this whole season. Yes, he had that one penalty near the end where he took the guy off the ball, but come on, guys, you know, the guy's always at the top of the tackle rates. He's always he's everywhere, and he has to be South African Player of the Year. What do you guys think? You know, who do you think should be South African Player of the Year? Because now we're getting to that time. And the other one is Dwayne Vermeulen, you know, the number 8. Come on, you know, he doesn't drop a ball. He's just rock solid, and it's the perfect number 8. Like, I like Warren Whiteley, but I think Dwayne Vermeulen's position is 8, and that's just how it should stay. Siya Kolisi also had a good game. There was a bit of controversy with Siya Kolisi though. looked like he headbutted.
Oh.
But backwards, you know, like
No, that's strange because he's normally a very team player, right?
Yeah, so it's out of. It seems like it's a very, very out of character for World Rugby have just let it go. They just said, well, he couldn't see the player behind him, and he was probably just trying to get out of it. But he did hit the guy in the head with his head, so that is. Well, it's not technically a headbutt; it is a headbutt. So that was a little bit suspect, but you know, I probably have to see it in context a little bit more, you know. And then that yellow card, you know, that yellow card for Willie Leroux.
Yeah, that was sad.
That was diabolical.
Yeah.
I don't know what what's it, Poirot, the ref, Roman Poirot.
Yeah. But it made no difference because we won.
Yeah, but
even
still,
though it was off for 10 minutes.
But still, you could see he was going for the intercept. You know, there wasn't a knock on. You know, knock on is when you just put your hand in the way, and like he was going up like that for it, and it wasn't like it was going to be over the Scottish guy's head. So yeah, look, I thought it was a pretty harsh call because we've had some high shots this year above the shoulder that haven't even had a penalty. So it just there just seems a little bit of a mismatch. You know, you put your hand in and you get a yellow card, and if you hit someone just over the shoulder, it's just a penalty. You know, it's when you start comparing the two infringements, you know, which one's worse? And I'd say hitting somebody above the shoulder. Yeah. I'd say that's more dangerous. I'm just going to go through. There was one change in the world rankings this week. Australia and Scotland swapped places. So Australia went into 6th place, and Scotland went down to 7th place. But I actually had printed it out, and it actually cut the side off, and I don't know why. But there was a lot of point changes, so lots of teams lost and gained points, but not much changed in the actual rankings. But yeah, the one more weekend left, and then rugby's finished. Rugby's finished for this year. Well, in the Southern Hemisphere, it's completely finished. Yeah, but I was actually I haven't discussed it with Gordon, so it's a bit of a surprise for him too. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Is we'd like to do like a mini award show at the end of the year. Best player, best team, most improved player, most improved team, best try, these kind of things. But I'm talking awards for positive things, not for you know, like worst throw and worst team, and we're just talking just completely positive. So please guys, put down below what awards you think would be great. No, like 5-6 awards, and we can we'll put some. Actually, I shouldn't do air quotes for fake. We're going to put up some fake trophies. So completely fake, but like just about 6-7 awards. You know, just to a quick recap of the season. But put down below what awards would be nice for you guys and who you think should have won it. Focusing mostly on Southern Hemisphere teams and players. So we're talking Super Rugby, Rugby Championship, Inbound Tour, Autumn International. Unless there was a player and a team from the north that thoroughly deserved it. You know, I think there's more than enough YouTubers up north that take care of the Northern Hemisphere. Yeah. Anything else you want to add, Gordon?
No.
Okay, well, there we go, guys. One more weekend left. There's only one big game next week, or there might be England versus Australia, which could be a pretty good game at Twickenham. And then we have South Africa playing Wales, which I think is going to be a cracker of a game. They've tipped Wales to win. But look, at the end of the day, I'd said at the start of the Autumn Internationals, if South Africa won 2 games over the Autumn Internationals, I'd be happy, and we've done that. So whatever happens next is a bonus. It would be nice if we win the year on a high. I think if we won Saturday's game, we would go up to 3rd position in the world.
That's not too bad, eh?
That's very good. But listen, guys, I hope you have a great week. Sorry, I keep on saying one more thing. We're at 928 subscribers.
Fantastic.
We're super happy about that. It would be I don't normally ask at the end of these things, but it would be nice if we hit 1,000 for the end of the year. That would be awesome. You know, a nice Christmas present for me and Gordon.
Didn't we have a commitment from the Irish blogger And I'll leave it at there. I won't say what that commitment was.
But that means you're going to have to wear the jersey for...
No, I don't. For their games, I would. But if it was New Zealand, I would
think,
play in Ireland. I'd wear one this half and one that half.
Yeah, I think they might want you to wear it more often than just once or twice.
Yeah. I can wear it around here. You know, we have some very, very die-hard Springbok and local
Western Province or Stormers supporters,
regional teams, and they get aggravated at seeing us wearing other country jerseys. But rugby is rugby. I mean, if you support a team, you support the team for the rugby they play, you know, not for where they come from. And that's how I look at things. But I have been a New Zealand supporter for many years. I've been there twice. I've seen the little kiddies playing shivers in the snow on the rugby fields on a Saturday morning, playing school rugby barefoot. They've just scraped the snow away from the field so that they can see the lines. You've got the snow banked up all over, the parents on the lines. That's how committed they are to rugby.
Yeah. It's amazing. We went and watched my, Russell. We went to watch our nephew the one time. They were very young. They must have been about 6 or 7. And it's amazing. We went to go watch them play rugby, and there were no positions. It was wherever the ball was. There were 30 players moving around like this. I just thought it was great. But it's amazing that we actually must make a plan to go watch them next year. Is that very, very quickly they learnt their positions. They knew they were wings and they knew they were props. But I just remember when they first started, it was just this, was moving around. But listen, guys, thanks for watching up to this point. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and chat soon, guys. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And I just apologise for being not as articulate as Donovan. I'm not clued up on that. And my memory also, by the illness I've had, has been affected, so I can't really remember things very well. I've got to ask Donovan all the time.
It's okay.
But anyway, I
only tell Gordon maybe about 300 times, that what games are happening that weekend, and then once we've watched it, I tell him 300 times what we watched.
My lawyer always taught me the pen is the most powerful weapon. I write them down now.
That's Gordon's memory, my memory too. But listen, guys, hope you have a great week. Chat soon. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Aaron.